Hi, my name is Emily Hamilton.
And I'm Josie Rose Mayfield.
And today we're going to be talking about genetics and criminals. For years now, there's been an ongoing debate between whether or not criminal behavior and violence is due to nature versus nurture, your genetics or the environment that you're raised in. Many theorists believe that violence and criminal behavior are directly due to how you were raised or your environment. So things such as low poverty, domestic violence, abuse as a child, or your academic excellence or lack thereof can all contribute to violence and ultimately criminal behavior as an adult. But others do not believe that. They believe something along the lines of nature.
Similar to the controversies that Emily had just stated, other people believe that it's primarily based on your genetics. And this belief is formalized around if it was passed down through inheritance or if you were just simply born with the gene that can automatically make you a more violent person. So this proposes the question, is it due to a single gene or something that is passed down from generation to generation due to environmental experiences? Monoamine oxidase is a gene encoding an enzyme that is responsible for catabolizing amine neurotransmitters such as dopamine, serotonin, and noradrenaline.
Monoamine oxidase is a chemical that the body naturally produces in stabilizing an individual when the levels of this chemical are high. So the higher that the chemical is, the more normal a person's behavior will be. They won't be as aggressive or hypersensitive. But when a person has lower levels of monoamine oxidase, it can cause hypersensitivity. Through one study that was done at the University of Glasgow, Scotland, the medical students there found that people that had lower levels of monoamine oxidase showed much higher levels of aggression and behavior problems than the people that had higher levels of this chemical, which would be more normal. This recent finding has been used to link genetics to criminal behavior. However, as with everything regarding human behavior, there are not absolutes. Just because a person has lower levels of a body chemical does not mean that that person is automatically required to behave aggressively. It simply means that they are more prone to be hypersensitive or aggressive.
One study showed that more than 80% of those arrested for any crime and more than 90% of those arrested for violent crime possess a Y chromosome. So this is simply saying that if you have a Y chromosome, then you are more likely to become violent, and this is just males are more susceptible to become more aggressive than women. And another study, Margaret McCarthy from the University of Maryland School of Medicine said that for one thing, what matters is not whether someone possesses a gene, but whether that gene is expressed. And Margaret is making a point that even though someone may have a specific violent gene, does not automatically mean that they will have qualities that automatically make them a violent person. One of the theories that comes up a lot is criminals having a crime gene, which basically is saying that one single gene is the main reason that this person is acting in a violent manner. But it is very difficult to imagine that a single gene encodes for criminal activity. It's unlikely that it can force other emotions out of the way and only focus on more violent ones. And attributing crime to genetic factors is deterministic. This is touching on the fact that environment plays a heavy role in this, and that other, it's what Emily talked about earlier, that poverty, education, your family, and your environment play a role into how you act moreover than one specific gene.
So here we have a diagram for you just kind of showing that it's not simply your genetics, is not something about your personality or even your environment individually that make a person a criminal. It's all of these things combined: your genetics, personality, your environment. They all make up a person that is more likely to be a criminal, but not necessarily that that person will automatically become one due to one of these factors. As far as there being a specific gene that automatically makes an individual become a criminal, science has not yet proven that one specific gene can produce that. Children are born with certain genes and personalities that make them more likely to behave in certain ways, and they're fueled by the environment that they grow up in. However, at the end of the day, people are not robots. They don't automatically behave one certain way because a switch is flipped. People ultimately choose how they behave, and that's what makes them criminals, not a certain gene.